JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with family and friends today. Now on to the news. Police identify second man killed in alleged St. Catherine shootout. The police have identified the second person who was killed in Wednesday's shooting incident in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. He is 20-year-old laborer Theory Ronaldinho Henry of Backlands, Jones Avenue, Spanish Town. He was killed in a reported armed confrontation with police and soldiers. The police said during a cordon and search operation in the community, Henry was shot after he and another man who was killed, Orlando Davis, fired at the team. A third man managed to elude the security forces during the operation. Auto mechanic killed in Buxton Town, St. Catherine. An auto mechanic was shot and killed in the quiet farming community of Buxton Town near Bogwalk in St. Catherine on Wednesday night. The victim has been identified as 48-year-old Aston Pinnock of Buxton Town. About 11:30 p.m., explosions were heard, and the Pinnock was later found with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the upper body. He was pronounced dead at the Linstead Hospital. The Bogwalk Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Man found in vehicle with fatal gunshot wound in St. Catherine. A 43-year-old man who was found with a gunshot wound in a sports utility vehicle in Limetree Lane, St. Catherine on Wednesday, has succumbed to his injuries. He has been identified as Andre Daniel Rose of Old Brayton, Portmore, St. Catherine. It's reported that, at about 1:30 p.m., explosions were heard in the vicinity of Tangerine Drive, Limetree Lane. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, Rose's body was seen with its feet protruding from the Suzuki Grand Vitara. Checks made revealed what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the head. He was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced dead. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Denham Town woman charged after alleged bottle attack during argument. A woman was charged on Wednesday for allegedly breaking a bottle and using it to cut another woman during an argument on Bread Lane in Denham Town, West Kingston. Charged with unlawful wounding is 42-year-old Janice Gibson, a self-employed resident of Percy Street in Denham Town. According to reports, around 8:05 p.m., an argument broke out between the complainant and a man. During the dispute, Gibson allegedly intervened, broke a bottle, and used it to cut the complainant's right arm, causing a wound that bled. A report was made to the Denham Town Police Station, and following investigations, Gibson was taken into custody. She was subsequently charged based on an eyewitness statement. Mother shattered after daughter's horrific death. She was the life of the party, said Anne-Marie White, as she described her daughter, entertainment coordinator Judy Levy, one of the 4 people perished in a horrific motor vehicle crash along the Brocker Main Road in Trelawney this past Sunday morning. Levy, a 39-year-old mother of 2, died when the taxi in which she was traveling collided with a trailer. She was on her way to work at the Ibero Star Hotel in Montego Bay, St. James, at the time of the crash. The other people killed in the crash were fellow hotel workers, 32-year-old Sabrina Downey and 19-year-old Anthony Walters, and the driver of the taxi, 59-year-old Marlon Lyons. "Oh boy, I know I don't come to grips, but it's really affecting me," said White, as she spoke 3 days after her daughter's tragic death. "I can't sleep at nights. From Sunday, my eyes don't close at nights." White, who is still trying to understand why life has dealt her what she described as a devastating blow and has devastated her family, said she got a frightening call detailing her daughter's death while she was in church worshipping on Sunday. Levy resided in Brownstown, St. Anne. "They're not taking it good. They're not taking it good at all," said White, in describing the impact of Levy's death on her grandmother and her 2 children, ages 16 and 10, who were reportedly traumatized by their mother's sudden passing. "Her grandmother that raised her is taking it real hard. We have to be watching her as she's diabetic." However, amid her grief, White also reminisced on a life well lived by her daughter, who she said loved her family and friends unconditionally and was the family's role model who charted a path for her 2 siblings. "Judy is my daughter and we have a close relationship. A day don't pass where she doesn't call me or text. If she's having any trouble, she would call and say she's going through this or that. She's my firstborn child, and her sister and her brother look up to her," said the grieving mother. Levy reportedly shared a special bond with her younger brother, who White described as the light of her life. "Anything he wants, she would try her utmost best to give it to him. She was the breadwinner, and even when my son met in an accident, she stopped from work to be with us all," said White, who further noted that she would have gone to the end of the world for her kids. She tried to make everybody feel comfortable. She didn't want to see anybody in need. She would prefer to do without and let them have it. That's the type of person she was, added White. As she slowly come to terms with her daughter's death, White is now gearing up to help fill the void created in the lives of her two grieving grandchildren. It's going to be a long process, but we have to try to hold the focus and keep the family bonded, she said. In addition to the 4 people killed in the crash, 3 other passengers were taken to hospital for medical treatment. Speeding is believed to have been a factor in the accident, which saw the taxi running into the back of the moving trailer. Colombian among detainees in $12 billion Jamaican dollars cocaine bust. The authorities are reporting the largest cocaine bust in Jamaica's history, following the seizure of over 5,500 kilograms of cocaine with a street value of $76 million or nearly 12 billion Jamaican dollars on Tuesday. 5 men are in custody in connection with the seizure. The arrest and seizure were made during an anti-narcotics operation by a team of police officers from the Firearms Anti-Narcotics Investigation Division, FNID, in Havendale, St. Andrew. It's reported that FNID officers, with support from the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, raided the premises, resulting in the arrest of the men and the seizure of a number of knitted bags containing cocaine. A Colombian national, an accountant, as well as a deportee are among the 5 men nabbed. Superintendent Sam Blake, head of the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, said the operation has put a dent into a drug trafficking network.
As the investigation intensified into this matter, our current assessment is that this arrest and seizure represent a significant impact on the operation of this trafficking group. FNID will continue to focus its assets on those syndicates and individuals posing the greatest threat to the Jamaican state.
MoCA touted success after recent fraud convictions. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MoCA says the recent conviction of 3 fraudsters has helped to establish the agency's reputation for bringing successful prosecutions to court. Former employee of the Ministry of Labour, Alvira Campbell, and Goldstone Cranston are to be sentenced on August 20 and 21. MoCA agents were alerted by the ministry after a 2018 internal audit uncovered a number of irregularities within the Public Assistance Department responsible for reviewing applications and distributing aid under the rehabilitation program. The investigation revealed that between January 2014 and November 2017, Campbell exploited her position to illegally obtain a total of $807,500. The funds were used to cover tuition fees for herself at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean and for her son at the MoCA Foundation. Campbell was convicted last month. Meanwhile, Cranston was convicted of uttering forged documents, as been ordered by the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court to make restitution in the sum of $830,000. In addition, Nikisha Lewis, who was originally charged with offences under the Law Reform Act, was later convicted of facilitating the acquisition of criminal property and engaging in a transaction involving criminal property. Lewis pleaded guilty to both charges last week in the Home Circuit Court and was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, which was suspended for 2 years. She was also fined $100,000 or 3 days imprisonment. Defects on South Coast Highway will be repaired, says Rex Minister. Minister with Responsibility for Works, Robert Morgan, says defects on the Southern Coastal Highway will be repaired as per the contract with China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC. In the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, motorists traversing from Yallahs to Prospect and Morant Bay to Cedar Valley in St. Thomas questioned how the recently rehabilitated roadway had already deteriorated. On Tuesday, Custos of St. Thomas, Marcia Bennett, called for immediate repairs to the road. In an interview on Thursday morning, Minister with Responsibility for Works, Robert Morgan, said it was expected that the road would be in need of repair following the hurricane.
So while persons may see sections being open, the road has yet to be handed over by the main contractor, which is China Harbour. Additionally, there's a thing called a defect liability period. So once the road is handed over, there's a 1-year period, 12 months, where any defect that occurs, whether it is a collapsed wall, whether it is potholes, whether it is issues that we see with the overlay, the asphalt overlay, the contractor is obligated to repair those. Beryl was an extraordinary event. Because you have an unfinished road with unfinished drains, it is expected that you would have had some damage on the road. So that is not surprising to us. But the government is monitoring and will ensure that whatever defects occur, that the main contractor will repair those defects. The contractor is consistently working to fix whatever defects or potholes that occur or whatever. It's a major project. It's a project that is of many hundreds of millions of US dollars. In these issues, you're always going to find areas that quality may be compromised, and that is why you have a defects liability period.
And JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.